Okay.
All right. Hello.
Hello.
I'm trying to do something, but it's not working, I guess.
He's busy.
I got a new phone. Oh, okay, here we go. Good.
Okay, there we go. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I'm just
feeling it.
Yeah, I'm. No. Sorry. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
How are you, Nathan?
Good. The weather is really nice today.
That's good. Yeah, spring is here. I'm pretty sure. Good. Cool. Hello, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We are here again. Another live video.
And today we're at Konkuk University.
Yes. It doesn't look like Konkuk, right?
The classroom.
Empty classroom, just empty classroom. But we are at Konkuk. We did, last time we did where? Which is Songyungan University.
Also in the classroom.
Yes, in the classroom. And today is Konkuk University, and next time would be Hanyang University, so that we can cover all the universities that we are working together. It's 2:30 p.m. Korean time. And same as before, we're gonna invite one of the students studying in Konkuk, at Konkuk now. So the time is a little bit early or late for you. Sorry about it, but we can do, our hands are tight. So I hope you can enjoy our video. And also, we have Instagram and YouTube and Facebook. So if you miss, our video, live video, then you can just,
rewatch.
Yes, and like us, subscribe, so that you can get more, notification about how to live and study in Korea.
Yeah, the live video will disappear on Instagram after 24 hours, but you can watch it on YouTube or Facebook afterwards.
Yes. And since we are at Konkuk University, we are most likely speak about Konkuk University. However, if you have any questions, Songyungan and Hanyang, we can skip it. We can skip it today. Am I?
Maybe at the end.
Yes. Okay. But we're gonna try to answer all of your questions. How to live and study in Korea with another school in Busan, even Busan and Daegu. So, but we are in Konkuk now, and we're gonna do a live video for about 10 hours.
1 hour.
Yes. Okay, cool. So anything new for introduction?
Our new staff member, we should
introduce her. Yes. So we have a new Spanish coordinator. We stay
forever.
Maybe. Unless we got fired. Just kidding. We have new Spanish staff, so we're gonna introduce her here, and so that you can speak with her in Spanish later. Even during the live show, if there's Spanish, Nathan will try, but he cannot. Christina will help you in Spanish. All right, that's all. Yeah. Come here. Go a little bit. So another family shot.
So which one is my camera?
Yeah. Everything.
Yeah.
Come
Hello.
closer. Family, come closer.
Closer.
Yeah, closer.
Hi.
You are half in the inside. Can you? Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. Hello, this is Christina. Yeah, introduce yourself, please.
Yeah. So
Can you?
Yeah. So I'm Christina. I'm from Barcelona, Spain, and I came to Korea 3 years ago. So I'm living here for the past 3 years.
And forever?
And forever, maybe.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm the new coordinator for Spanish students. So all of you who speak Spanish and are willing to come to Korea. So I'm here waiting for your your questions and doubts, and I will help you, of course.
Good.
Yeah.
Noah Itja. Am I correct?
Spain, yeah. From Barcelona.
You.
Yeah.
How can I
Maybe in
read?
Spanish.
Yeah, I'm Spanish.
Yeah, please do so.
Hola. Hola a todos. Soy Cristina, soy de Barcelona, de España. Y estoy en Corea desde hace 3 años y soy la nueva coordinadora para los estudiantes que habléis español. Y sé que muchos de vosotros estáis deseando venir a Corea y que quizá os parece un poco complicado todo, pues aquí estoy para ayudaros en lo que necesitéis. Así que escribirme vuestras consultas y espero que nos podamos encontrar pronto aquí. ¿Ya?
Muy bien. Muy bien.
That's
¿Cómo
good.
estás?
Muy bien.
¿Cómo
¿Y
estás?
tú?
Cool, cool. That's all. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. So, we want to introduce Christina live video. And like she said, in Spanish, in English, she will help you in Spanish, come to Korea, studying Korean in Seoul, Daegu, and Busan from now on and forever. Yeah, that's pretty much.
Yeah.
And anything else?
And later, maybe she'll introduce some Spanish-speaking students on the live feed, the live stream too. So if you're studying right now with us and you'd like to be on our social media here, let Christina know, and we can do a live video with you at your school.
Good.
Sure.
Yes, please do so. No pressure, as always. All right then. That's pretty much. Once again, this is Eddie,
Nathan,
Christina.
from Hanguk. We are at Seoul, Korea, 2:37 Korean Standard Time. Noah, can we ask also in Spanish? Of course, you can ask Spanish. We're gonna try to answer your questions. We try hard. I don't know since. Okay. Anyway, so we are going to try it and during the live and even after. Or if we cannot do that during the live time, then please email us at info@gogohanguk.com so that Christina can answer your questions in Spanish for sure. Cool. And that's all. Cool.
Yep.
So we're gonna invite our Konkuk student.
Yeah.
Yes, she's next to us. She's hiding because we asked.
hiding
Okay.
out of frame.
Yes, we're gonna go here and then. Bam, bam. Yes.
All right.
Like this?
Yep.
Hello.
Okay. So would you first like to introduce yourself, where you're from, and where you're studying?
Yeah, of course. So my name is Lilli. I'm from Germany, and I'm studying here at Konkuk University right now.
Great. And if you have a question, you can leave it in English or even in German.
Yeah.
That's fine too. Most people normally speak English on the live stream, but yeah, sometimes we'll get questions, as we said, like in Spanish, or if you have a question you want to write in German, that's perfectly fine too. So like we did on our last video, we'll go through some questions with Lilli here about the school and about life in Korea and about the area that Konkuk's in. And of course, if you have a specific question for Lilli or for myself for Google Hanguk, then just let us know. So before coming to Korea, what was your experience with Korean language?
Okay, so before coming to Korea, my experience with Korean language was, I think, pretty vague because for example, I studied like a little Japanese back in Germany, not for a long time, but my teacher actually introduced me to Korean. And I thought that the language was it sounded very beautiful, but I was still in school and I haven't graduated yet. So over time, the Korean wave hit me, like K-pop and Korean dramas, and especially my little sister, she was very much into K-pop, and she was very much into the whole new Korean thing, the whole new Korean wave, and she just kind of introduced me more to it. And then at some time I was just like, okay, that's it for me. I gotta try and go to Korea, actually. Yeah.
And now you're here.
Yeah, now I'm here. I mean, it took me some years, actually.
That's true.
Yeah, it's true. It was like a long process for me, but like that's, I think I was more like a special candidate, because it was also my fault that I came here later. It was very interesting because I actually asked the Google Hanguk staff if it would be possible to go to school a little later, or to attend Konkuk University a little later, because at home it was just like personal reasons. And it was absolutely fine. There were like no problems at all. And they let me know that I can safely come here later. And yeah, so it was no problem at all to let the school know. You just have to let the school know that that I would attend a semester later, but it was no problem. Yeah.
Cool. And yes, if you have a question in Spanish, you can write it and we can let Christina know. So feel free to write your question in Spanish too. And so now you're here studying.
Yeah.
So what's, or can you tell us more about your class and your teachers, or like what you've experienced here studying Korean so far?
So what I've experienced here so far, and my class is, and how my class is, and my teachers, I actually really love my class, and I really love my teachers. Of course, in the beginning, it's gonna be a little bit awkward, and it's going to be a little bit uncomfortable, because this is a whole new environment. And you're gonna get used to new people and be open to new people, and especially new cultures. And I think that my classroom has now, like, the atmosphere has warmed up a lot, and we're all used to each other now. Like, it took us maybe, I think, 3 weeks, which is, I think, pretty normal. Like, I think that's reasonable. And we get along now really good. We have like a very good class atmosphere, and my teachers, I have actually 2 teachers, and they're both super sweet. One teacher, she's a little bit faster and she's a little more strict, but and one teacher, she's very, very considerate. Like, if you have problems or something like that, she will come to you and she will explain you everything and literally pantomime it to you until you understand, which is very helpful, because as for me, like, there's no other German in my class, so I have no one really to talk to if I really don't understand something. But they really help me a lot, and it's really good to have that kind of change, because some people might think now, ooh, if the one teacher is a little more strict or faster, that would be a problem for me. But let me tell you, like, I think I take a long time to get Korea, but it's actually such a good change, because I have the slower teacher that's more considerate, and the teacher that's a little faster, and it changes throughout every week, like every day throughout every week, like, you know what I mean. And it's actually really good, because you have like 2 different teachers, so you get to know one more and the other more, and it's just 2 different ways of teaching. And now that I've gotten used to it, I feel a lot more comfortable, and I actually understand Korean much better now, which is really good. Yeah.
And can you tell us a little bit about Konkuk's campus and the area as well? Now that it's spring, we have all the trees blooming, and we have a nice lake. Yeah, exactly.
So actually, the campus is absolutely beautiful. Like, for example, in front of the language building that we are in right now, if you like take the way to the language building, like the official way, I'll say it like that, there's a huge cherry blossom tree that is blooming like nothing, like it's just blooming really beautifully right now. And actually this weekend was the if I'm not wrong, like the exact date for the cherry blossom like blooming time. And all the flowers are like getting open, and it's really beautiful to look at. And what I want to say is I was really scared when I saw the map of the campus at first, because the campus is really big. Like, I'm not used to a campus being that big, because there are so many buildings and so many things to discover. And at first I was really lost, but it's just like, it's normal. Like, now that I know where I am and now I know where I have to go, it's like normal everyday life. I know where I have to go. And if I don't know where I have to go, like, you don't have to feel lost, because there are maps of the school campus everywhere around. So if sometime, like if you feel lost, you can just look up on one of the big maps they have here, and it's really easy to find your way around here. Yeah.
Yeah, even at like the main entrance, there's a huge map
Yeah.
right at the main entrance of the school. So
Yeah.
if you do happen to not know your way,
Yeah.
you can find a large map. There's one by the like, Student Union building too, I believe.
Exactly.
So
yeah. And also, like, something funny that happened to me, because I don't know, like, most people know that Korean people are like not the type of persons to go up to you and just talk to you. This is not how the culture is here. But actually, the first day I was here at Konkuk, I was so lost, and I was looking at the map. And one student actually came up like by himself to ask me if I need anything, if he could help me. And he asked in English. He was very polite, and he actually saved me, because he explained the directions to me very well, very easy, and it was like very good to understand. And I found my way very quickly. And the students here are actually very nice and very open. So if you ever feel like really lost and the maps don't help you, like, don't be afraid to ask people, because they're really nice here and everyone is willing to help you.
yeah, there are a lot of students that walk around on campus too, so it should be easy to find someone to assist you if you really need it. And there's a question here. It says, what made you choose Konkuk specifically, I guess?
Actually, I really I went to Google Hanguk's website. I found them via YouTube, because when the sister thing and it continued, and I really had the idea of wanting to go to Korea. I looked up their website, and they have it's very easy to look at all the different schools that you can choose from. And I was looking at the how you say that in English? Like the tempo, how fast you want to learn.
Intensity, yeah.
The intensity, right? Thank you. The intensity. And I'm the type of person, I want to learn something. Like, when I come here, I don't want to be a tourist. I really want to learn something. So Lexus Korea for me seemed to be the intensity was a little too slow for my taste. And then all the other schools were just a little too much for me. So, and for Konkuk, it was like a very good balance between school life and also being able to experience the cultural life in Korea. So that was actually what made me decide to go to Korea. And I haven't regretted that decision yet. And I think I'm not going to regret that decision ever, because it's only getting better. Like, you will feel lost here probably the first 2-3 weeks. It can only get better, because you get to know your environment more, and you get to know your classmates more, your teachers more, and the best thing is, I understand Korean a lot better now, and it's much easier for me. So yeah, I really have only good things to say about choosing Konkuk.
Great to hear.
Yeah.
And again, this is Nathan from Global Hanguk and our student here.
Yeah, I'm Lilli.
And
Hi, everyone.
She's from Germany.
Yeah.
And feel free to again leave your questions in English or German or even Spanish, since we have Christina here as well. Yeah. So we'll be sure to get to your questions during the live stream. And we're just talking about Konkuk and studying and living in Korea. And again, feel free to leave your comments and we'll get to you as soon as we can. And so can you also tell me about your accommodations you have here living in Korea?
So I chose a share house. You have like at Google Hanguk, the website, and like it's like very, very easy to choose what you want, and you're based on your needs. Like for example, I am actually more introverted, I would say, but I knew that people here are not like they won't come up to you, so I knew that maybe I could feel a little lonely, so I chose a share house. You also have the opportunity like to choose a share house but still live in a single room, so you can still have your privacy. I'm sharing a room with 3 girls, so we're 4 people in one room, and I really, really enjoy my accommodation. We all get along great together. Like we really are now like comfortable around each other as well. We actually do a lot of things together. Like last weekend, we went to Mount Soraksan together. It was very good. Like, and this weekend, we went to the cherry blossom events, like the festival. So I love my accommodation. It's very good. I can't complain. Yeah.
Cool. And do you have any free time after your classes? Or maybe you can talk about like after class, what your like normal day-to-day is.
Okay, so
studying hard.
Actually, yeah, there's something else I want really like everyone to know. If you decide to go to a university, you also have to know, please do as I say. You have to study. Like it's normal school life. You have to attend school, and if you don't know already, in Korea, attendance is very, very important. Like even if you're a little sick here, it's normal to still attend school because here they wear the face mask. Also to be like, I don't know, like politeness, like if you cough, you don't want to spread all your germs. So it's normal to attend every class like as much as you can. And also please just do your homework, study like as much as you can, like, but also don't pressure yourself and enjoy your stay here. So my normal day-to-day life after school life is obviously I go home and then usually I will go eat something because I'm starving at this time, and usually with my housemates actually, because we all end school at around the same time. So and after that I usually go to a coffee shop like Ollie's. Like I really like that.
It's a chain in Korea.
Yeah, it's a really good coffee shop, and they have like a good studying atmosphere. They actually almost every Hollies or like coffee shops in general have like a whole how do you say that? Like a whole area just for studying. So it's really crazy because if you enter the coffee shop and you go maybe to the second floor or the third floor, you will see everyone studying, and it's really quiet and you have just a good atmosphere. So usually that's where I do my homework, and it takes me about 2 hours, being honest. Sometimes it takes me even 3 hours because I study while doing homework because I really understand what we did in that unit. And yeah, I stay there for about 3 hours. It's a really good atmosphere. And after that, I have free time. I don't know. I go like shopping a lot, or just shopping with my eyes. I look around, yeah, and do shopping as well, because here, like you can always do something. There are always things to explore, always things to do. You will always find something, even if it's just going to a coffee shop, literally, because the atmosphere there is very different, very interesting. Yeah, and then I just go home and maybe I will eat I eat sweet potatoes here almost every day. Like at the 7-Eleven, they have like sweet potatoes here, like guruma.
Yep.
It's very, very delicious. They taste very different than in Germany.
A lot of the convenience stores will have ovens just to roast sweet potatoes, and then they'll leave them on like hot stones on top of the oven, so you can like have a freshly roasted sweet potato anytime you want.
Yeah, like I really recommend those. And the woman working at the 7-Eleven, I always go to with my housemates. She already knows us, and she's so sweet. She always gives us the biggest sweet potato there is, and it tastes very good.
And they're cheap, right?
They're very cheap, like they're 2,000, but like in euro, that is like literally nothing. And
like
also,
less than €1.50.
And it's like really big. So after that, I feel satisfied for a long time, and then I just let my day go by. Most times I will go to the Hongdae street performances because that's just a way for me to let my day like end in a very good way, and then I can let my mind just like I can let go a little bit, and it's very interesting. It's very funny, and then after that I will just go home, go to bed, drink a tea. I don't know. It's usual everyday life, like besides the shopping, I guess.
Yeah. If you have any other questions, feel free to leave them for Lilli. And I think we addressed your question, Noah, about free time.
Yeah.
And
I do have free time.
Yeah, you do have free time. Just as she said, be sure to study and go to class as well.
Because there are some people that do not really take it seriously here. And if you like here at Konkuk, if you do not attend classes more than 10 times, then you won't be able to go to the next level. But I've been going to classes every single day, so I have not one day where I wasn't at
Perfect
class.
Attendance.
Yeah, and it's actually, and it's nothing. It's not too much to ask for. It's really just getting to know your new area, and also I think what's important to know is that the teaching style in Korea here is very different than I think not just in Germany, but maybe in Europe in general, I could say.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least I know for France, and I know for actually for Spain as well. That's what my housemate told me. Like in general, that area. The teaching style here is very different. It's more about like self-studying a lot, but also you have to it's like you should do that by yourself. You should know that by yourself. You have to participate in class. You have to do your homework, and attendance is very important here. So I think that's the biggest thing that is maybe very different from other countries.
I think the teachers set very high expectations for students.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, even with our student that studies at Sungkyunkwan, she had studied at a undergraduate class for Korean, but she said the style was still completely different.
Yeah.
That this was much more, or this was more intense because of that. Yeah. So I mean, I'm American, so coming from America to the style of at least teaching at the language institutes is different than what you may experience at high school or college level, even language classes. So the expectations are set high for you to kind of study on your own and prepare for class and review your materials regularly.
Yeah, but I want to add one thing. It's not that deep and it's not that difficult. Really, it's just, of course, they have I really have to admit they have high standards here. But for me, if I really don't understand something, you just have to say something. You just have to tell them you don't understand, and the teachers will remind you and let you know. You can ask them. If you don't know something, you can even text them via Kakao Talk. It's which was so weird for me because in Germany you don't text your teachers, and here at my first day of school, everyone was exchanging their Kakao Talk IDs. So if you have a question, you can even text them. It's not that difficult. It's just something you have to get used to. And Of course, if you have a different learning style and the learning style from maybe Germany or like the US or like anywhere where you're from or like whatever suits you better, then you should study by yourself in that way. It's just for some, like for me, it works now, but it took me some time to get used to that. So now when I just usually when I do my homework, I really make sure that I do them thoroughly and I really understand what I'm doing. And after that, it's much more easier. Like I rarely have to study by myself after that and repeat what we had this like class on that day because I already know what we had. And it's not like it's super difficult. It's just about getting to know like what's new, but that's normal, I think. At least.
We have another question. How much has your Korean improved since moving to Korea?
Okay, so I'm level 1. Like here at Konkuk, they don't have like a level 1+, but it's like different than from other schools, is what I heard. Because when I had my like test, they test you. You have to like the topic test. I think it's just the topic test you have to take. And on one day, like one morning, I just took the test, and I could read some Korean. I could read it because I did that through the books of like Talk to Me in Korean. Like I don't know if anyone knows them, but they're like very good. So I could read Korean, but do not ask me about any vocabulary or grammar because I did not understand anything. So the guy then asks you a few questions just to know like how good you are or on what level like you are, if you understand or if you just can write maybe. And then he realized that I do understand a little bit. So he asked me actually if I wanted to go to the Hanguk, like level 1, where you start really from the beginning, or if I wanted to go to the 안녕하세요 level 1. That's how he described it to me. And I told him that I wanted to go to the 안녕하세요 level 1. So yeah, that's where I am right now. So we didn't have any like Hangul or any stuff like stuff like that. So I didn't have to repeat that because I already knew how to read and a little like how to write. But over the like a little more over a month that I've been here now, it has improved like a lot. Like I of course I have to admit like I'm still level 1. I'm nothing special, but it gets better. And since you're here in Korea, you're surrounded by the language. It's everywhere. So it's very like it's much more easier to practice your Korean, even with small things, like with ordering a coffee, ordering food. Like everyone here encourages me to speak Korean, and if you speak like only like a few words, if you can answer, they will be so happy about it. And like everyone is here to help you. And if you don't know anything, everyone is willing to help you. And I think for me, my Korean has improved a lot. Like there's a big difference between studying at home and studying here in Korea at an actual university. So you can really feel the improvement. It's really, sometimes I'm really proud of myself just for like a small step of knowing a little more Korean. But it feels like a reward, like, you know, I'm better than nothing. And I understand a lot more now.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people don't know like how many hours you're actually in class during an intensive language program. And so for this year in class for like 20 hours per week. Yeah. And then, so like Lilli's been in class for maybe about 100 hours now. Yeah. And even if you compare that to say an undergraduate class, at least in the US, you may end up studying like more than one semester class in college. So the amount that they can put into like one term at language school, which is about 3 months long, is quite a lot of material. So as Lilli said, you can improve a lot in a very short amount of time, and you can get exposed to a lot of material that maybe you wouldn't otherwise be able to like be exposed to in such a short amount of time, like a 10 weeks to 3 months period. So that's the great advantage of coming to Korea. You're immersed in the language, and you get to learn a lot in a very like short period of time.
Yeah.
with a bunch of new friends from all over the world.
Really, I wouldn't have guessed that, but actually, I have like, it's like very funny because here, like in my school and at home, the atmosphere is so different because we know we're all in this together.
Right.
So everyone is very understanding and everyone is very willing to help you. For example, we have like in my house, there are two Koreans and like one girl, she's living in our room and she's the sweetest. She's really the sweetest and she is very good. She also teaches me sometimes at home. For example, I had my midterms today and on Friday, and she was so willing to help me, and she corrected me in a very like she couldn't have done that in a more nice way. And also the Korean guy, he works a lot, but still, whenever he has time and he comes home, and the first thing he asks is, "Did you eat? And do you want me to help you with Korean?" Everyone here is willing to help you at school. You will find so many people who you can do a lot of stuff with, like studying, for example. You can exchange like your Kakao ID, and then you can do so much stuff because in the end you're here together. You're all experiencing this together, and I think everyone knows it's really difficult, and sometimes maybe someone feels lonely. So you don't have to be shy here at all. It's just about having fun, trying something new, learning the language, of course, and getting to know new people. Yeah.
I think you touched on this a little bit. Someone asked, have you had the opportunity to practice Korean with Korean Konkuk students? Or are there maybe any other opportunities you've had to practice your Korean with Koreans?
Like
Koreans.
Actually, you do get the opportunity a lot, believe it or not, but it's very easy. It's just about where like you want to look for them, because in Korea, at least that's what I experienced. If you know a Korean person, then they will maybe introduce you to another Korean person, and they will introduce you to another one, and then like a chain starts, and you just get to know like very different people. And actually, it's very funny, but on the Hongdae, like the busking, that's what you call it, like the people who perform in Hongdae, if you like just stand at a spot and you really enjoy a group, and everyone there is like very different, so they're like they get to you and they really talk to you sometimes. And that's, for example, how I got to know like a Korean girl. She was really sweet, and like she introduced me to another one, and then like that's how it starts. Like I always have the opportunity also through I also have the opportunity just because I'm living with a Korean girl together and with a Korean guy. So I always have like the opportunity, but maybe that's also because I'm living in a like accommodation for that. So I already have the opportunity, if you know what I mean. But it's not that hard. Like you could go to parties, to clubs, like which is like totally normal. You get to know new people, and they will also try to talk to you, and like you can start a new conversation. It's very natural here. Just don't like in the streets. Like that's not that natural here. But I think it's totally fine. I prefer it much rather that way, actually.
Yeah, and also like where we had our orientation, there's language meetups or other type of social meetups, either at bars or at other places to where Koreans and other international people can come together and just have a good time, have a drink or have some food together. So if you have studied with us or are going to, then as you may know that we have our orientation at a place called GSM. So there are groups like that too, where you can meet other people, including Koreans and other students or just other international people living in Korea.
Yeah.
So you, of course, can get the opportunity to share your culture and also learn Korean as well. So let's see, another question. As we cock our head to the side here, if you study there and then, if you study, where do you stay? Apartment or dorm? Well, I'll talk about the options for accommodations, at least with Hanguk, as Lilli has shared, she stays in a share house.
Yeah.
So she stays with other international students as well as Koreans, and they're located all over Seoul. And we can, of course, help you find one where you'd like to live. And then we also help with mini studios and homestays. And then some schools have a dormitory. Konkuk has a special rule where you have to study for at least 2 terms to qualify to live in the dorm. But other schools, you can live there even if you study 1 term.
Yeah.
Some schools, they don't allow you to live in the dorm for language students. So if you have a specific question about that, then just email us and let us know. If you have your own accommodation set up, that's perfectly fine too. If you know a friend in Korea or if you have family in Korea, you can of course stay with them. So if you have specific questions about like the pricing or what options are available to you where you study, then just let me know specifically. Or if you're a Spanish speaker, you can let Christina know. Or if you're an Italian speaker, you can let Sabrina know. So yeah, if you have any other questions about accommodations, you can leave a comment or email us later. I hope that answered your question. So yeah, I think, oh, here's another one. Oh, so someone asked about the meal plan. So if you stay in the dormitories, you qualify to have the meal plan, but otherwise anyone can eat in the cafeterias on campus. You would just pay per meal. Yeah. You pay like a la carte. So if you go to like the cafeteria that's like over here, you can just walk in and choose your menu and pay. If you have the meal plan, then there's a cafeteria like near the dormitories, and you'd use like your ID card for the dorm, and you'd like tap in and out, and that deducts a meal. Yeah. So,
but actually,
go ahead.
Like there are a lot of good places to eat here, and really cheap. Like for example, like there, if you like leave the language building and you're on your way to the subway station. For me, I always pass the there's a special subway station, and there's like a really cheap and really good place where you can eat like kimbap or like just like very traditional Korean food, but it's so cheap and it's really good. So there are a lot of options to eat here, not just the cafeteria.
Yeah, if you want to eat at the cafeteria, though, normally they have a couple different menus, and then you can choose the one you want, and they're normally very cheap, like between 2,000 to 4,000 won or something like that for like your whole meal.
Yeah.
And of course, they'll give you panchan, and you can sometimes even have like snack food like ramen or tteokbokki or things like that. So even in the cafeteria. So if you are interested in the meal plan, then you can have that option if you stay in the dorms. Or as Lilli said, you can find really cheap Korean food. You can go to Kimbap Jonguk or Kimgane or any place like that.
They're really good places here. Like you will find something everywhere.
Yeah, and there's normally small local places too that aren't part of the chain, like those Korean food or Japanese food, other types of cuisine as well. And if you really miss fast food, there's all the fast food chains here too, like McDonald's and KFC and Burger King and Pizza Hut and all those here too. So
but I really recommend you try the food here because you won't be disappointed. It's very good, and like you will find something that you love. And really, like if you don't like anything here, you still have those options.
Yeah.
But I would really recommend you try because you won't regret it.
So what's your favorite Korean food then?
Oh, I like really a lot, but I think my favorite really would be bibimbap because it's very in German you would say 0815. It's very like standard, but it's really good. Like you have everything you need. Like I think I feel very full after I eat it, and for a snack, like I think for me it's a snack at least. I love tteokbokki, especially the really spicy ones, because I love the texture. They're like they're really like you really like get addicted to them. Like I would be very careful with trying them because once you tried them, you probably can't stop after that. At least that's how it turned out for me.
At least coming from like a Western cuisine, like American cuisine, the texture is very unique.
Yeah,
and
it's very unique.
It can be very spicy and sweet at the same time. Yeah, it's a favorite food for a lot of people. And
there's another question.
Do you use the textbooks in class?
you use them every single day. We just started our second textbook. So like when I arrived here at school and we had our first day, like the orientation here, you get like paper where like they let you know everything, and then you can go to the bookstore. It's also here on campus, of course. You have everything here, literally. And
there's a bank, there's the post office, I think.
There's like everything here. So you don't have to be worried about getting to a lot of places because you have everything here in like walking distance. And yeah, I bought the books. They're like, I think they were like very inexpensive because you get a lot of books. You get we have two workbooks and 2 textbooks, and they're like very big, like this big, and we use them every single day. For the first month, we only used the first book, like there's 1.1 and 1.2, and now we finished the 1.1 book and workbook. And now we're starting the 1.2 book, but that's like exactly because now we had our midterms. So like tomorrow we will really dive into the new book, but it's very good and they're very handy because you very easily understand them, and the class is really tied to the books and the workbooks because you get all your homework in the workbooks usually, and then also you get like a small I don't know how to say it, like it's like full with papers that the teachers did, and you also have to do some exercises in them. So you have a lot of opportunities to just repeat what you had during class. So it's really easy to repeat what you had if you didn't understand something. So you can always work with the books.
Yeah, I mean, I think at almost all the language programs, you're going to actually use the textbooks they assign you. So I'll either use them like as a guide for class, like Lilli mentioned. So do buy the books when they tell you to, because you're going to need them for class. Okay, I have a peanut allergy. Would it be hard to communicate this? Also with packaged food, is there clear labels on ingredients? So if you do have an allergy, then yes, you can like say you have a peanut allergy. And in terms of packaging, it probably will be in Korean, but I mean, you can learn the word for peanut in Korean. And but I mean, the same thing, like I'm not sure where you're from, but like similar to other foods that are maybe packaged in same factories that peanuts are packaged in, like candy bars or other things like other snacks like that, you may have to be careful with that. But in terms of like peanuts being a common ingredient in Korean food, not really, except maybe if you order like fried chicken and they put like peanuts on top, that could be a thing, but you can simply ask for them not to do that since you have an allergy to that. So if you do have other like dietary restrictions, either for religious reasons or health reasons, then you can just ask me specifically and I can give you maybe more insight into that. I know people may have, both of those reasons, either religious or health reasons, they may have special diets. So I know a lot of different people come to Korea with all sorts of dietary needs, and they all survive. So I think it's possible, even if you do have an allergy or you have a religious diet or a special diet for health, I think you can still come to Korea without too much problem. But again, if you have something like a severe allergy you're concerned about or something like that, then just email us and we can try to give you more insight into how you can address that while you're studying in Korea, or what living arrangement might be better for you to address your dietary needs. Because I know that's a big concern for a lot of people. Even if you're like vegetarian or vegan, I do know some vegans here in Korea, even though meat is like a big part
like a big thing
of the diet.
But you will find
you can find
I know a really good restaurant.
Oh, cool. So yeah, you can find vegetarian and vegan options. There's even like vegan bakeries here now. So don't feel like you have to be restricted just because of your diet or your health. Then we can of course answer those questions for you while you're in the process of applying. And let's see, other questions. Do you have anything else that you're looking forward to do before you're looking forward to doing before you leave Korea, or traveling or anything like that?
Actually, I just planned with a friend to go to Busan together. So in May, just like right after finals, we will stay there like for a weekend, and I'm very excited for that. And I've already think like for me, I'm only staying 3 months. So doing school and everything, and I want to attend every class. So sometimes it's hard to like do other trips, to plan other trips, but it will be fine. So as I mentioned, I went to Mount Soraksan, and then right after that, like on that same day, we also went to the sea.
Oh, wow.
Because it's very near. Like it's not that far away. It was only like half an hour drive. It was very.
You must have walked a lot that day.
Yeah, we walked a lot that day, but it was like it paid off. It was very beautiful. Then we went to the cherry blossom festivals. There was like actually one with a like big parade, and it was like I think like very traditional Korean. It was very beautiful. Like it was very nice to look at, and we want to go to Lotte World together. So that's also planned. And I have to be honest, like I'm free. Like I'm free to do everything that I want. And if I just find something that I want to do, I will just do it. Like I'm very spontaneous here. So, and I think I'm very like free because for me, it's a perfect still, like as I mentioned, it's a perfect balance between class and free time. So I can always plan on what I have to do and when I have to do it. So yeah, I'm just free to do everything, but that's what I've planned for now, like Lotte World and Busan. Yeah.
Cool. And I'll just address this question. If you're only studying for 3 months, then majority of you don't need a visa. But just ask us specifically, and we can double check for you, as that depends on immigration's rules. But like, say if you're a EU member country, or you're from the US or Canada or a bunch of other countries, Australia, then you don't have to worry about a visa if you're studying for just 3 months. And since we're coming to the end, and you mentioned free a lot, so was Google Hanguk service really free? Did you have to pay us anything?
It was like, I really like being totally honest and not trying to like compliment you a lot, but it actually was the reason that I really did this, because for me, Korea at first, which was just like a dream. Like it was a dream, like, and then I found the YouTube video, and then I was like, oh, sounds a little too good to be true. So, and then I wrote them like an email, Nathan, and we actually have an email chain of like probably over like 100 emails or something like that, because I had so many questions.
That goes back like 2 years.
Yeah, and really sometimes I still feel bad about it, but they are so patient. They answered every single question that I have, and it was really, and I can really say that like with no bad thought in my mind, it was absolutely and completely free. And they are very helpful. And I think the best part for me, because I get nervous very easily. And sometimes when I had a question, especially during like towards the end, shortly before I arrived in Korea, I still had some questions. And I was very nervous about them answering. But at that time, I already knew they answer very, very quickly. And if they don't, it always has a reason. It's either because it's a national holiday and Google Hanguk stuff, like they're humans too. They need some free time too. So it's just like from me, when I was in Germany and I didn't know about a national holiday, I usually just looked it up on their Instagram, because most times they had like a notification. Or like just Google it, because they usually really answer like maximum 3 days was for me. So that was really helpful, because all my worries just flew away, because like they answered everything that I needed and they did everything for me. So I just had to do like of course, the application stuff. But if you're staying for 3 months, you really get the special treatment here, because I don't have to worry about literally anything. I didn't even have to get like a student card. I don't have to get in touch with like the administration, like all the offices. So it's really just about having a good time here. And that was really all thanks to Google Hanguk. And I'm like not lying about that. It was really helpful. Yeah. And it's free, if I didn't mention that.
Great. I'm sure a lot of people wonder about that.
Yeah. I wondered about that too.
So we have about maybe 4 or 5 minutes left. As many of you know, Instagram kicks you off after 1 hour. So if you don't get the chance to watch it on Instagram, then you can watch the replay, as we mentioned, on YouTube and Facebook. And again, I'm Nathan from Global Hanguk, and
I'm Lilli. I'm from Germany.
And she's been here studying at Konkuk University's language program. And of course, even after the video is done, you can leave questions on YouTube or Facebook, and we can get back to you and answer your questions then, even after the live video. And we'll have another video coming up with another student next week at another one of our schools, so you can learn even more about the options we have. And let's see, any other questions here? Oh, you're welcome. Oh, it's very early in the morning in your country. Have a good day at work.
Yeah, have a good day at work. I hope you're doing fine.
Sounds like you may be in Europe. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know, but have a good day.
Maybe, yes, have a good day at work. And I think let me just check here. Let's see. Oh, since you've been studying Korean, just to wrap up, since you've been studying Korean now for about 5-6 weeks, do you have a favorite Korean word or phrase or anything like that?
I think Korean sounds very beautiful. So no matter what you say, it always sounds very pretty. But for me, I like 재미있어요, because it's the word that I first heard like around the streets more often. And on the street performances, they often ask you, like, is it interesting? Is it fun? Because that's what 재미있어요 means. So I was very happy to hear that, because that was the actual first thing that I really understood that stayed in my mind. So, and you get a lot of opportunities to say that something is interesting or fun. So for me, as a level 1 person, that is my favorite word up until now.
Cool. And we have a couple minutes left, so any last minute questions or comments, please be sure to leave them. English, German, or Spanish is all fine. Even Korean too, we can speak Korean too. Anything else, Eddie or Christina?
As always.
Any questions?
Eddie's going to maybe slide back into frame here.
Yes, as always.
Come here. We have a place for everyone.
Yes. Hey. Family shop, yes. So, I have only one question.
Yeah.
So you are studying at Konkuk for about 10 weeks, 3 months.
Yeah.
So with this skill, why you are learning Korean? Like, is it hobby or is it like career? Any purpose?
I just, now that I understand much more, I think my goal, like at first I didn't have a goal. It was really just for fun, just getting to know new culture. And for me, that includes learning the language as well. So, but now that I start to understand more, my goal is to be able to watch Korean dramas, because I really like them, without subtitles. That's like a really big goal, I know, but it gets easier with time, and I can study like literally all the time here. So that is my goal for now.
Cool. Very good.
Yeah.
That's all. I'm gonna home then.
Maybe you can go from having like foreign language subtitles and Korean
captions
and then nothing
to nothing. Yeah, that would be a dream come true, because it's such a reward. Like, you really feel like you're doing something. Something's changing. You're evolving. Your Korean is evolving. And it's so much fun being able to speak, to communicate in more languages. So it would be a goal. Yeah.
Last thing, since you are German, can you speak German, like a summarize, finishing sentence? Anything?
Finishing sentence.
Yes, anything.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be sentences.
Also an alle Leute, die da draußen aus Deutschland hierher kommen wollen, ich kann es euch nur empfehlen, es macht super viel Spaß. Ich habe hier wirklich die Zeit meines Lebens. Schule ist anstrengend, aber Schule ist immer anstrengend und wenn ihr euch anstrengt, dann ist das alles gar nicht so schwer. Es ist wirklich nur eine Sache der Geduld.
Time is important.
Yeah.
Instagram is gonna be too. Bye. I understand. All of it. Oh my God, I studied German before when I was in high school.
Really?
I studied it, forgot everything. Shame on me.
No, not him. I studied French for like 6 years, and it's very funny because I have like a French housemate, and when she's communicating to her family, I feel really bad because I understand literally everything she says, but I couldn't respond. Like I could never respond to her, but I understand everything that she's saying.
So, you are above me, like this much above me.
But you understand German too. You're very good.
It's time to goodbye.
Me, Nathan, and
Where from here?
oh yeah,
We can.
Yeah.
okay, there we go.
Good.
There's all of us, and we'll be back next week on Wednesday afternoon with our young student. And thanks again, Lilli, for sharing.
Yeah,
Yes.
of course.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're all like really nice, so I feel very comfortable. It's a good experience here. So.
Danke schön. I was like in my mind, guten Morgen. That's all. Danke schön.
And you got to hear Eddie speak German.
Yeah, you can ask me in German. Yeah. Very German. All right, that's pretty much, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, cool. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Let's say like, Spanish bye-bye, Korean bye-bye, English bye-bye.
German bye-bye. Okay.
Adios.
안녕.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Cool. All right, let's go home, man. Okay, cool. Bam.